A powerful earthquake has rocked the central Philippines. The 6.9 magnitude quake struck late at night, and we are now getting our first daylight pictures of the damage. Emergency crews are searching for any survivors who may be trapped in the debris. At least 69 people are dead, but that number is expected to rise. Here is the moment the quake hit at 10 p.m. local time. You can see people in shock and panic in this night market. And here is another image of the earthquake. You can see the cross falling off the top of a church. The epicenter of the quake was off the coastal city of Bago. There is no threat of a tsunami. Marianne Domain is tracking this story for us this morning, and she joins us now with more details. So, Marianne, at this point, what more do we know?
Well, we know that those images, that moment when the quake struck, that was 10 p.m. local time. They are about 12 hours ahead of our Eastern Standard Time here in Canada. So it is about 7 p.m. there in the Philippines, specifically in that province of Cebu. So they are dealing with aftershocks, all while rescue crews trying to look for anyone who may have survived this. And that's with fears continuing that the death toll could rise. You're looking at a map right now showing you where this quake struck offshore from Cebu, that is in the central area of the Philippines. The epicenter of this is that coastal city of Bago. That is where majority of the deaths from this earthquake are. And again, that death toll could rise. A lot of destruction as a result of this earthquake, buckled roads, damaged buildings, as well as bridges. We know that churches, as you saw, that are centuries old have also been destroyed. Crews searching with dogs and other crew members to search all of this rubble and debris to see if there's anyone who may have been trapped underneath. The military also helping distribute aid. We know right now a state of calamity has been declared for that province. And earlier this morning, I know, Hillary, you spoke with journalist John Sebastian Sichon, who is in Bago, and he talked about what that means.
Once a specific area or the entire province is put under a state of calamity, that gives the local governments the authority to be able to use the local disaster fund and utilize that disaster fund for different operations.
The earthquake also caused landslides in some remote areas. It also knocked out power as well as water supplies for some communities. And we know local officials there on the ground asking for help, also food and water right now. But it is difficult to get to those areas. And that's a frustrating part for the victims who survived this earthquake, still waiting for help today. We know that Cebu is a very popular tourist destination for people all over the country because of the beaches and the many other tourist spots there. So we have reached out to Global Affairs Canada this morning to find out whether any Canadians are among the victims.
And Marianne, will we wait for any word on if Canadians are involved in this at all? Of course, we know that the central Philippines is still reeling from a typhoon that struck just a couple of days ago. So talk to us about that, about these sort of dueling tragedies all at once.
That's right. And the Philippines is no stranger to earthquakes as well as typhoons. They are located in the Pacific Ring of Fire. They are near those tectonic plates that makes them very prone to very dangerous, devastating earthquakes. But as you mentioned, Hillary, also in the path of typhoons. And this was the scene just at the end of September, about a week ago. Typhoon Ragasa, also known to locals as Typhoon Nando, it hit, causing scenes like this, a lot of flooding, damaging a lot of homes there and devastating many communities. And then followed by Typhoon Opong, also creating a lot of damage. Throw in the devastating monsoon season that happened even before these typhoons hit, and even more flooding. That led to protests as well. People frustrated with the amount of money they say they're paying the government for infrastructure that they say is not being improved, including the flood systems that are happening, that are running through the communities there. So they're saying that the damage here is pretty bad. It doesn't have to be. And now here we are again talking about another tragedy to hit that country, specifically in Cebu, this earthquake. So we're keeping an eye on what's happening there and also the state of calamity, what that means for the rescue efforts.
And like you say, you're also watching to see if there's any word on Canadians who might be involved in this. So we'll wait for more on that. Okay, Marianne, thank you for this. Marianne Domain for us this morning.